Today's video, we're going to go over Detroit Lions news and rumors for you folks today. We're going to get into training camp observations, day 2, Lions, Jacksonville Jaguars, better performance for Detroit. Should the Detroit Lions look to trade Romeo Okwara? And some articles came out about wide receivers that the Lions should go ahead and sign. Folks, go ahead and smash that like button. Let's get to 400 likes in this video. Been challenged by Chat Sports. They think that I can not get it, and I believe I definitely can get it. Go ahead and smash that like button. Lions, again, observations here when it comes to training camp, going against Jacksonville Jaguars, and a lot to talk about in here. The defense played much better in this game. Lions opened up strong in the red zone on 7-on-7s. Knocking the football down, missing a throw to Calvin Ridley. Good coverage by C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Kirby Joseph. Zay Jones did beat a little bit against Cameron Sutton on one play. Overall, though, Malcolm Rodriguez did good, and the Lions' defense did good. Malcolm, he knocked a pass down that was getting thrown to running back Snoop Conner. Joshua Pascal had a really solid day, did well against stopping the run, caused the quarterback to throw it to the ground with a little bit of pressure there. Pascal looking like a great standout so far on day 2 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Overall, the secondary did much better, settling down with the deep pass. C.J. Gardner-Johnson came away with an easy pick from Trevor Lawrence, pressured by Aiden Hutchinson and Isaiah Buggs. He was trying to get it to Calvin Ridley, but C.J. did his thing. Tried to get Evan Ingram. Gardner-Johnson came away again, breaking up the pass, doing a fantastic job, looking like a great player in the Lions secondary. No run game to speak of against the Lions defense. That's absolutely awesome. Very disciplined. Stop the run against Jacksonville. That's what you want to see from the Lions here. Offense starting at the 35-yard line. Both teams, first and second offense, struggled to score. They got a couple of field goals, and it was a little bit difficult. You kind of expect that against the Lions when they've lost a couple of their wide receivers here. Riley Patterson was perfect on kicks today with 50+. Same with Parker Romo. So the kicking battle continues to go there, and Jack Campbell was fierce, almost starting a fight. Who wins Sunday? L for Lions or J for Jaguars? Let me know in the comments below. Should the Detroit Lions look to trade a player? Well, guess what? We've been talking about this. Julian Okwara has been potentially in the trade blocks. We'll be hearing, at least per some of these reporters for the Lions. What about trading Romeo Okwara? That is a potential that an article here from FanSided saying the Lions should showcase a Romeo Okwara. Well, what is he making this year? It's not much. It's only $2 million. Bonus at 3.5, cap hit of 5.6. He's not the youngest guy in the world, and if you look at his stats last year, well, no lie, only played in 5 games, 2 sacks, 3 solo tackles, but career-wise has done pretty good for Detroit Lions. We know this. We've watched him, and we expect him to have a big year this year. Well, not giant big like an Aiden Hutchinson, but for a rotational edge, we expect it, and he got a sack in preseason. What would you get if you're trying to trade away Romeo Okwara? Well, I don't think you're going to get much. The best probably is a 6th-round pick, but we're looking at a 7th-round pick, and it may be even like a conditional if you're looking to trade Romeo Okwara. And I don't know if that's really worth it, folks. We're trying to make the playoffs here, win a playoff game, and we need to have the best 53 on the field. And when it comes to the edge and defensive line as a whole, you want that rotation. The only way I can see the Lions doing this is if he is the 54th player. They know they're going to cut him. That's the only way that they would trade Romeo Okwara. Or if you even got a better, instead of just getting a draft pick, you're getting a backup offensive lineman. That is it right here for that. I think it would probably not be a smart idea if you're to trade him away, but he was in plans for you to be part of the 53-man roster. You'd be giving away a net asset on the defensive line that we're going to need. 17 games is long, and if you expect to host a playoff game or win a playoff game, that just makes the season even longer. And you want your veterans back there. We have a ton of young guys on this team. Romeo Okwara is a good veteran to have. I don't see a trade happening with Romeo. He took a pay cut. He's a good player for this. I don't see that the Lions making this type of decision. Could they trade a player? Yes, they could. Do I think they go and trade away Romeo Okwara? Personally, I don't think that's something that they would do. But should the Detroit Lions look to trade Romeo Okwara, you be the general manager in this one. Y for yes and N for no. I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. Article came out here talking about should the Detroit Lions look to sign some wide receivers here. FanSided came out with this article. And why would the Lions want to sign wide receivers? As you know, none of the wide receivers really stood out so far, beyond Khalif Raymond and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, we have some Chase Cota in there, Dylan Drummond, who's getting it done. We've seen Antoine Green getting it done. But if you look at Josh Reynolds, Marvin Jones Jr., some of these guys are just not performing to the standard that we fully expected. And so, obviously, the injury that just occurred to Jameson Williams, right? Denzel Mims has been injured. So people say the Lions should go ahead and sign some players. And for me personally, that's a possibility. They definitely could look to sign a couple of players here. But here is the individuals they want to initially to sign. And one would be an Andre Roberts, the wide receiver formerly, he's a free agent of the Carolina Panthers. What did this guy do for the Panthers last year? Well, he played in 3 games with 0 stats across the board. So not a lot going on for him, but career-wise, he's done much better. 182 games, 262 receptions. He has 3,079 yards and 15 touchdowns. He's not a young guy. He's definitely a veteran player, and I don't know if this would be an option realistically for the Detroit Lions. I don't. Look, I would rather go with the young guys than going with Andre Roberts, in all honesty. That's my personal preference here. Another player that they mentioned here was James Washington, formerly of the New Orleans Saints and many other teams, clearly of the Steelers here. That could be something that the Lions would look at to potentially get. James Washington is another veteran player. Not a lot going on for him regarding these stats-wise. And personally, when I think of this, I think that the Detroit Lions should pass. I think the Lions should go ahead and look to move in a different direction, stay with the young guys in this one. The reason why I say this is we do have veterans already at the wide receiver position. Marvin Jones Jr., Josh Reynolds. Khalif Raymond's a veteran. Okay, same with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yes, it's not looking good when it comes to some of these players. With that said, why not take a chance on these young guys? This is not a situation with the edge rush. I think there's a lot more younger players in the edge position or the defensive line than it is the wide receiver group. I would just go ahead and stick with the guys we have right now, unless another player from like the 53-man roster took place from another team, maybe a player whom the Lions may like a little bit or has an upside was to be released. Other than that, I'm just not doing it here for the Lions. So question for you right now. Chances are, what are the chances that the Lions sign a wide receiver, a free agent wide receiver? 10%, 5%, 0%? Let me know in the comments below. Another receiver that they talked about that the Lions should sign is Rashad Higgins, formerly of the Panthers, Browns, and many other teams. And when you look what he did last year, 3 games, zeros across the board, 85 games total, 137, 1,890 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Like I said before, and I'm going to stick with it, I prefer not to make the signing. I just don't. I think it's really important that the Lions go ahead and just look towards what they got with Chase Cota, Dylan Drummond, and even Denzel Mims if he gets healthy. We don't know the extent of that, and Antoine Green. I think I'd rather go in that direction. I honestly would. And see who wins out. But that's the point, right? Finding diamonds in the rough. Finding players whom you don't expect. You don't have to go in free agency for everything. So let the battle play out. If none of those guys stand out, hey, if other teams cut players, that's something that the Lions could do here, in my opinion. That's just what I think the Lion should go ahead and get. Again, let's go ahead and get to 400 likes. Chat Sports thinks I can't do it. You smash that like button. We will easily get there for sure. It's free to smash the like button. It helps the channel out, and it's what really pushes content out there. Folks, tomorrow, live watch party, Lions versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll be starting the stream at 12:30, ends the game all the way till it's over. Post-game video, 15 minutes following it. Post-game show on Lions Nation Unite. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on this game.